で解説してるのですごいそれ難易度高そうなんですけど。それは非常に難易度が高いんじゃないですかね。シューティングゲームっぽいけど、多分私シューティングゲームって本当苦手なんで無理ですね、私は。お、始まりそうですね。画面が出てきました。
Just a moment, please. Are we all good now?
I don't know. Can you guys hear me?
Can you? Hello, Colin. Can you hear us?
あ、
yes.
ただこれスイッチ版ですね。スイッチ版で、1時間25分ほどで、はい、目標タイムが設定されております。
So, thank you for joining us tonight, Colin. So, for everybody watching on the stream, I have with me remotely a special guest, Colin from Two Tribes Games, who's one of the primary developers for this game. And my whole point in bringing you on here is to allow you to talk about your experiences developing the game, some of the insights and challenges and
そうですね、もう向こう側も1時夜中になりましたからね、もうそれはしょうがないんじゃないのかなって思います。
So, feel free to handle it however you'd like as I'm going through.
Okay, good.
まあ、バイオハザードは結構人気ありますからね、なんだかんだ言って。バイオハザードシリーズはなんか私見てるとき毎回一作品はあると思います。入ってるんじゃないかな。
Okay, I'll just pass on his Skype details.
All right, thank you.
Okay. But it's really fun. So you're Omnigamer, right?
That's correct.
Okay, cool. And you got some weird tricks.
Well, and then some. This is Games Done Quick Express at TwitchCon, and we're going to be going through Speedrun Mode of RIVE, and that's going to be the whole campaign. So I'm going to get started with that in just a moment, and then you'll be able to introduce what.
さあ、そしてですね、今飛び込みですが、翻訳、の方が、翻訳、まあ、解説を、まあ、本家の方で知ってると思うんですけど、それを翻訳してくれる方が、入ってくれるそうなので、お願いしようと思います。では、コーラさんよろしくお願いいたします。
あ、はい、よろしくお願いします。じゃあ、このライブっていうゲーム、シューティングゲームっぽいんですけど、頑張って通訳していただきます。
はい、よろしくお願いします。
よろしくお願いします。
You know what? I can go through this, and just gave it a try, and I started to notice some things and really enjoy it. So from there, I picked it up and worked on.
ちょっと中途半端に入ってしまって申し訳ないんだけど、そうですね。ちょっと今は奏者さんのちょっと初プレイの体験を語っています。
Something that'll be very important throughout, and that's controlling yourself in zero gravity modes. It's not the primary mode of movement, but we'll get there.
Nice. It's nice to see you play the game.
Yep.
I haven't seen anyone play it for maybe a year now.
ちょっと聞いたんですけど、今その音声で喋ってるのは制作者さんだと思います。
Yeah. There's a whole lot of enemies right there. You manipulate them with a short jump so that they go underneath you. And that allows you to get through without getting completely obliterated. One thing I do want to mention is that when the game initially launched, there was one mode of difficulty. There was hard.
さっきの面ですけど、敵がいっぱいいまして、まあ小ジャンプを駆使しながらなんとか。
Definitely. Yeah. The thing is, when we developed RIVE, we wanted to make a really challenging but fair game. And I think we did. As you mentioned, it feels good, and that's the one we tweaked it on. But some people just have different, I don't know, reaction times, or they just experience the game in a different way, and we didn't want to alienate those people. So I guess we could have made a normal mode straight away, but the hard mode is the one to play.
I'll say that when I started up, there was only hard mode, so I got to experience the full original experience there. I also want to just mention a couple things about this first.
制作者さんが曰くこのゲーム作るときはちょっと上級者向けとして作られたのらしいんですけど、まあ
version. That was
そんなゲーム上手くない人もちょっと、後から考慮入れて、ノーマルモードってのを入れてましたね。で、この奏者さんが最初に遊んだ頃は、その、ノーマルモードってのはなくて、ハードモードしかなかったです。
We did get feedback from people we invited, but for some reason the game when it launched people were really happy and the reviews were good, but if we looked at the amount of time they spent, some people didn't continue playing. As we want people to play as long as possible, of course.
Smacked right into the enemy.
Oh dear. Oh, it's not a single life mode.
No, it's not single credit. It is speedrun, and you will see me dying a number of times. A couple times probably on purpose, but
okay, nice.
The rest of it is the rest of it is unfortunate accidents, but for the most part, I'll be going on at a pretty good clip.
Okay. But to finish my story,
このモードはスピードランモードで、そうですね。死ぬこと比較的多いと思います。それ意図的な死亡も多いです。
But most of the time you basically have to shoot and jump. So we wanted the opening to be a little bit more like the rest of the game, to give people the better impression.
So this is something that might be a little new to you. You can go right through those lasers if you bring the nurse bot along, and that skips an entire set piece that normally brings you back, and you have to fight through some turret enemies that get introduced.
I actually knew that.
Yep, there you go. You might be seeing some of these that you know.
本来はもうちょっと長い戦闘を起こりますけど、無理やりそのレーザーの中くぐり抜けて、いろいろスキップしました。
But right now we're kind of limited in our powers, anyways. It's an incremental flow with how you get these new abilities. In general, you buy power-ups from this upgrade booth right in the beginning in the warp room area. And you can use that to get a couple new weapons, get more armor, things like that. But you also get these hacks, and the hacks allow you to control different enemies, and they'll have different beneficial effects that are useful at all sorts of points in the run. Here's another one. You can just skip right through that. They're supposed to corral you back in, and there's another set piece there. But again, one of the things that I personally love about games and speedrunning is just finding ways to use the options at your fingertips to creative benefits. And RIVE has a lot of those in just subtle movement techniques, subtle ways to work with enemies that allow you to skip either large sections of combat or get to areas that you not quite shouldn't be at.
このゲームカスタマイズ性がありましてですね、最初の方に、そのカスタマイズできる部屋があって、武器だけじゃなくて、そのハックっていう敵を操ることのできる能力などを、設定することができます。でこのゲーム非常にRTA のやりがいがあるので、どうやって、なんでしょうか、ステージをスキップするのか、そういう考案するのが楽しいと思っています。
Make sure that you can deal out enough hits on enemies before they collide with you. These kamikaze robots, as they're called, are some of the primary enemies in the game. They move quite quickly. They will just follow you for as long as they can. And depending on how they are set up, they're usually faster than you as well. So it's really important to be able to kind of maneuver around them, set up a good kiting opportunity so that you don't actually have to worry too much about where they're going.
その青いなんかちょっと自爆特攻してくる敵がいますけど、この敵はもう頻繁に出てて、かなり厄介ですね。速度も基本的にプレイヤーより速いので気をつけてきます。
Like if enemies come to circle around them, to jump over them and let them come back and jump over them again. So normally, without the conveyor belt, people didn't really do that as much.
Yeah, that was something that I was really interested in from reading through. So this game initially launched on Steam, and I'm currently playing it on. Yep, I'm currently playing it on the Switch Ultimate Edition, which came out some time later, and had I would say a number of improvements. A lot of them fairly minor, but they do make a difference in terms of the speedrun.
このゲーム、最初は Steam 版として発売しましたが、今やってるバージョンは、スイッチ版ですね。スイッチ版で、アルティメットという、なんかその、アルティメット版という感じになりまして、元のゲームよりちょっと進化してます。
And that's something that is kind of counterintuitive, but it really made sense, and I appreciate it as we go through. So I'll let you tell that story if you'd like.
Yeah, sure. Well, when we started, we didn't really know how all the game mechanics would turn out. There's a lot of iteration going on, and you just try different things, and especially for the power-ups and for like the shop where you can purchase things, we had a lot of different iterations. And I think at some point at the beginning, we had a lot of shops, and you could buy ammunition in there as well. But it basically meant that it was impossible for me as a designer to make a boss fight really challenging, because you could just stock up on weapons, and when the boss came, you could just use all your secondary weapons and just kill it. And because all of the set pieces in RIVE are
このゲーム、サブウェポンがありまして、それがほとんど段数が非常に厳しい状態になってます。これは意図的な調整で、制作者さんは最初、そのサブウェポンの補給できるショップみたいなのをいっぱい置いてましたけど、それだとボス相手だとすごくぬるすぎたので、撤去したとのことです。
collecting, and in this case, if you want to collect a secondary weapon, you have to be fast and avoid those fireballs, and so it's a risk-reward system, and there are many of those in RIVE. You just have to.
でその代わりですね、ショップで買うというよりは、プレイをして、なんて言うんでしょうか、うまいプレイをしたら、そのサブウェポンを入手できるという、ちょっとリスクとリワードの要素を取り入れました。
So you have one shot, and you collect a new one, and you have to you can fire again.
So our buddy here, you'll learn his name in just a little bit. He comes along a whole lot just to kind of bicker with you for a little bit, but there's different opportunities throughout the game where you can kill him and change up some of his speech patterns. This is actually one of the few times where it's actually faster to not kill him off there. There's just a few of those, but I do have to remember because it's easy to just forget and get away.
ですね、ちょっとさっきの待機してた時、ちょっとなんかロボット見ましたけど、それが相棒みたいな感じですね。破壊することもできます。できまして、その破壊することによってセリフが変わったりします。で、場合によってはそのセリフが早かったりします。で、今回はちょっとそのセリフが別に遅かったりしなかったので破壊しませんでした。
Cool. I'm trying to get Niels at Hoofd. He is the writer on the game. I'm trying to get him on the stream as well.
Okay.
So if I'm going to try and see if I can get him here now.
Okay. I will let you work on that in the background then, and I'll talk a little bit more about what's going on with some of the mechanics here.
Okay.
So right now we're locked in a few different set pieces, and the most dastardly hazards around are those lasers. And lasers have a couple of unique properties. If you come in contact with one, it immediately takes a quarter of your max health, which is really important to know because that means that just improving your health doesn't let you get through more laser traps. And for every few frames,
このゲーム、レーザーっていうのは非常に厄介な仕様でして、触れると4分の1の体力も減ります。減ります。
It would actually push you back down. So it's really hard to go up through lasers at any point in time.
それと同時に、その感性がちょっと殺されてしまいまして、例えばこの重力の泡から出て、直接ゴリ押しなどをしようとすると、そのまま、押し戻されてしまうので、かなり厄介です。
That's actually comparing against my personal best individual level time for each of these stages as we're going through. And it's a really neat feature, I think, especially that it keeps track of it still in singles in this full campaign speedrun mode. So you can see how far I am off from the best performance I've had on a particular stage. for most of these, so long as I don't have any egregious deaths, I should be within 10 or 20 seconds of my personal best for each of those stages. But there's a couple of quite dangerous and tricky stages that I might have to give up a few deaths on.
Yeah, so for people who don't know the game, there's also a single life mode, which means you need to play the entire campaign, an hour and a half in this case, without dying once. And I have to admit, I don't know if I did like the full campaign like that, but I did complete all the missions separately like that.
Yeah.
So we know it's possible.
Yeah, it is quite a feat. I did it once on the PC version. I have not done it on the Switch version.
このゲーム、非常に難しいチャレンジモードがありましてですね、シングルライフモードというんですけど、このゲームすべて最初から最後まで一つの残機なしで進むっていうゲームです。で、制作者さんはテストプレイしましたけど、1から最後までじゃなくて、部分的に残機なしでクリアできたんですので、もう理論上クリアできると思ったです。
This is the last set piece of this stage, and it's just fiery mayhem all the way throughout. Something that I tried to look for a lot when I was doing routes for this game is what kind of triggers I need to hit before the next wave of enemies starts, before the next sequence would actually allow me to move through. And in some places it was really hard to tell, just because the enemies do come at kind of a consistent pace. It's difficult to say whether killing one enemy before actually caused the next wave.
で、この局面はもうこの面の最終場面ですね。もう敵はもう頻繁に出現したり、ちょっと忙しくなります。
I know happen as soon as I kill certain enemies. Like right now. Oh, there we go. You can
Very good.
Yeah, you can completely skip some fireworks and text there.
You actually skipped the mission end.
That's right.
で、最後場面の花火とか出るんですけども、無理やりこの火の穴に飛んでスキップしました。
That allows you to go right into the pipe while it's still burning.
I wonder if anything goes wrong with like the in-game accounting of where you are.
The campaign mode, not that I know of. If you do it in an IL speedrun, it does not actually count the level, and you just move on to mission 4 as if everything is normal. I'm going to go completely nuts in this section, so it's very likely that I will die. This is a very difficult area to get through. Okay. Okay.
ここ非常に難しいので、ちょっともうゴリ押し気味でちょっと進んできます。で、無事成功できました。
This is honestly one of my favorite stages for a couple different reasons. I do have to use a different set of strategies on the campaign, simply because the difference between the campaign and IL speedrun modes is simply that if you start up an IL speedrun mode, it will give you all of the powers right away. And with campaign, I still have to buy them all up and earn them. So there's some things that I cannot reliably do, simply because I don't.
で、このモードは、一応このスピードランモード、IL スピードランモードと言いまして、ノーマルモード、通常プレイとは違うのは、装備を最初から全部持ってるということですね。キャンペーンモードだと、いちいち装備をショップで買わなきゃいけません。
And that saves quite a bit of time. That's just the faster platform. Do a little loop back. Got it.
そしてその厄介のレーザーをちょっとゴリ押しで飛んで、スキップしてます。
With a whole bunch of squids. So this is the first stage where you really get introduced to the missile squids, and they are my least favorite enemy by far.
Okay.
But thankfully we can skip right through that with just some precise timing, and it works out really well. So right now, I'm gonna get the. Actually, no, I'm gonna skip everything and wait until the next stage.
So you have more money.
Yeah, I'd prefer to have the upgrade, the second armor upgrade, as opposed to the blunderbuss quite yet. So
okay,
we'll put it on.
Hey, by the way, the fight you just skipped.
今回はちょっとアップグレードなどをせずにそのまま進みました。もう次お金貯めてもっとより良い ものを
Just barely, because I
欲しいようです。
fall down and I die. And I actually tweaked the level a bit, so it's now possible to skip it. So I'm very happy that you found it. Because I remember having a conversation about that.
Yeah, it's actually really kind of fickle. At one point, you might have seen me move back and forth a bit. That wiggle helps set up the timing appropriately.
Yeah, you have to have upwards momentum a bit more.
It's not that you even have to have upwards momentum. The lasers turn on at different times. So sometimes it's just not possible to go through there at all because the lasers turn on too quickly. And for whatever reason, I've found that just wiggling back and forth a little bit will tweak those lasers just right, and I'll be able to get through at a reasonable time.
Yeah, it could be. I think there's a sensor in the bubble where you fight the squid.
さっきはですね、その前後、ちょっとその場で前後するっていう操作しましたけど、それは実は意味があってですね、感性が非常に書きやすくなるのと同時に、そのレーザーの出現のタイミングをちょっとずらして、ちょっとやりやすいように調整しています。これかなりもう緊張するステージでありまして、この列車ですけど、もうぶつかったら、まあこのように一撃で死んじゃいます。
And that should be good. Wait this one out. Yeah, it's very tense to get through there. And then note the little joke for this one. The lone kamikaze wants to be a train. It's okay. Throughout the rest of this stage, there's a few more minor skips, but we do have some fairly intense fights with some more of the sky whales, and the mini and larger versions of the sky whales. I don't believe we actually fight any. Well, I don't fight any more of the larger sky whales throughout the rest of the game, but these mini sky whales certainly still have a lot of health. They're pretty annoying just because when they turn on the shield. Since right now I only have
これからはまあ頻繁ってほどではないですけど、まあちょくちょくスキップしたりしますけど、まあ見事のある戦闘もあります。
I didn't quite want to move that guy there. Okay, we'll do all right. So what I'm trying to do here, I've got the nurse drone. I want to. Oh, I think I just killed him. Yep. So I moved him out of position. I want to try and keep that sentry alive up until the second phase of the fight. Oh, nurse drone's gone too. And that would have allowed me to take out some of the more difficult waves a little bit safer. We'll still be all right though. Should still be all right.
本来はですね、その最初のその小さいちょっと浮いている敵をちょっとわざと生かして、相手が厄介な行動を封じることを前面にしましたが、倒してしまいました。
Because they do only have that limited region of vulnerability, so you do have to get the shots in when you can, or else they'll just be overwhelmed.
このボス、ですね、シールド空いてる時と空いてない時、もうはっきりタイミングがあるので、もう当てられる時はもうきっちり当てていきたいです。で、このように2つもこの小さいのが増えてしまうと非常に危険な状態です。あら。
It's not supposed to happen.
No, certainly not. But at the very least, I haven't found anything good to do with it yet.
Okay. I think even the block to your right now, the single block, it should actually be a bit more to the right because there's a small gap. But I think we just weren't able to fix it no matter what we did.
There's always something like that happens.
Yeah.
Okay. Now we're into. There we go. Once that door is open, we can just jump on the saw and we don't have to wait for the whale to come through and drop some more blocks. finally we start to get towards the end of this stage.
本来はそのブロックに登ってこうやって次の場所に行くんですけど、まあ、そんなの関係なく、ノコギリの上に乗ってそのまま、門の方に登ります。
That one. Okay. So there's one more set piece here.
さっきのウニみたいな時はちゃんとパターンで動いてますね。
This initial area that you
パターンで出
go
現して
to
ます
is
ね。
pretty uneventful to start. But what's going to happen is there's these laser orbs that end up pushing you back. These guys, and no matter what you do, you cannot get through them. But you can just avoid them. So
nice. You've skipped another fight.
Yep, there's a mine.
このなんか、レーザーの弾みたいなのあるんですけど、もうそれ、もうぶつかってしまったらもう、そのまま押し出されてしまうので、まあやり過ごすことはできますけど、そのまま抜けることはやっぱ厳しいです。
There we go. That's the end of mission 5.
Nice. So I have a question.
Yes.
Did you try if it's faster to walk or jump?
で、これでミッション5はクリアです。
Horizontal section.
I did not explicitly try that, but that was actually something that I've been thinking about since, especially coming to this event. There are a couple new things that I noticed and tried to work out, but just due to limited practice time, have not been able to incorporate all the way yet.
Okay. Because I think we checked it at some point, but maybe something changed on the gravity setting or something else.
So now I've got the second armor upgrade, and this is purely for safety. I actually, when I'm doing regular attempts with this, I had a slightly different
強化なんですけど、どうやらアーマーを強化しました。
This is just so that I can take a little bit more risks in some of these middle stages. But first,
本来は、アーマーの強化、レベル2は、後から取るんですけど、ちょっと安定を取って、早めに取っておきました。
And that's that he turns off his shield pretty soon after. In the PC versions, you have to wait it out, and you'll tag along and you'll talk about video games. But we don't have time for that right now. We got to ship to
ちょっと、スイッチマン特有の技っていうんでしょうか。さっきのなんかシールドのあったロボットは、スイッチ版の方がシールドの間隔が短くて、早く突破できます。PC 版だとシールドが切れるまで、ちょっとずっと待たなきゃいけません。
Based on the order in which you did things. So we decided to just let the player kill him.
Okay. And there's a little bit of a secret in this stage. I'm not going to get it for this playthrough, but feel free to describe what it is and why you guys put it in there. Because I think it's a really sweet story.
Yeah. Well, actually, in this stage, there are 3 butterflies, or series of butterflies, and if you touch them, all 3, a different path opens, and you go into a chamber which is like an oasis inside the spaceship. So there's a lot of water and trees and flowers and I think some rocks with elephant paintings on it as well. And it's a tribute to the niece of Martijn Reuvers, one of the co-founders of Two Tribes, and she died after just being 7 days old. She was born too soon, and yeah, he was. I don't know. It's a difficult time.
ですね、この面には実はちょっと隠し要素があってまして、蝶があるんですけど、その蝶を3つ触ったらちょっと隠し扉が開いて、そこに奥にはちょっと部屋があります。で、この部屋にはちょっともう、なんか、いろいろ壁画とかあるんですけど、それはですね、なんでしょうか。まあ、この開発の、なんですよ、副開発者と言っていいんでしょうか。その人の7歳の娘が、死んでしまったらしいとのことで、それの、なんて言うんでしょうか、まあ、葬式ではないですね。そうですね、ちょっと単語思いつきませんですけど、まあ、そんな感じのもんです。
Donation goes towards the runner's choice, which right now is Omnigamer sitting there on that couch.
What's the next game? I think that's the task block incentive, correct?
Yeah, to throw in the SM64, the 1 key task.
Let's do that one.
Awesome, we will put that towards that. Also got $45 here from NES Jumpman. All my GDQ are belong to Cent. I'm sure he appreciates that.
あ、そうですね。そんな感じですね。
Prize man. Gabby and Greg donated $25. My wife and I are really enjoying the runs. Thanks and good luck, everyone. Thank you, Gabby and Greg.
All right, one more.
And a $50 anonymous donation here then. A modest $50 to get based Pooh Bear on stage once again. Please give a quick shout out to my heavenly Alex. Since you won't go to sleep, enjoy the stream.
All right.
So for
go
people
ahead.
like me who don't really know how this stuff works, how do I donate?
Let him know, Spike.
Yeah, actually you can go to gamesdonequick.com. And from there should be on the header at the top of the page, there should be an option to donate right there. A button somewhere on there that you can click. I actually haven't looked at the website myself yet to see exactly what it is. But yeah, it should be a big button that you can click for with donate. Yeah, it's right there. It's right there at the top of the page. You can click there, top left, donate. And you can put that towards anything you'd like. You can put that towards any of our incentives the rest of the way. Get something like the new tasks for the SM64 1 key. You can get that in there. Also to put the Super Mario Bros. 3 co-op run that we want to see get into the marathon.
このゲームの制作者さんが、この GDQ のこのドネートの仕方がわからなくて、まあそのドネートの仕方のちょっとおさらいみたいなことになってます。
Part of the stage looks somewhat familiar if you've played some classic shoot 'em ups. In particular, there's certainly a not Vic Viper in the background, and some oddly suspicious lava.
この面ちょっとシューティングゲーム詳しい人にはちょっとなんか見覚えのある感じになってますね。あ、ちなみに後ろに映ってるやつはもう断じてビッグバイパーではありません。断じて。
And this is a section of the first level of the first Gradius. And people who know Gradius, they'll recognize it. And because we were going to have those auto-scrolling levels.
で、まあ実際作者さんから言ってましたけど、まあグラディウスを元にして作ってました、この面は。
Great humor, and there's a lot of references to various games that a lot of people have played. And you see that not only in the stage design, but also some of these call-outs, like this stage in particular. Certainly a love letter to Gradius. All right. So we're coming up in the end of this stage. This is one of the few kind of slow points of the run. So I can kind of relax on this stage. It is rather difficult to actually do this extremely fast.
で、ここはちょっと強制スクロールなのでちょっと展開が遅いですね。
In terms of the amount of effort that I would need to put in is pretty minimal. So it's much easier to just aim for a pretty typical time than to go all out and save just that 1 extra second. Especially when there's so much more time to lose from trying to play especially risky.
そうですね、この面はもうほとんどもう力入れても、1秒ぐらいしか短縮できないので、まあゆったりちょっとやってます。
On the leaderboards for the
full campaign? Is I believe it's either a high 115 or a high 116, and that's by Vantier. My personal best is a 117 and change. I don't quite remember, but yeah, there's been some new things. That time itself is actually fairly old, so we need to get all the new stuff in, and I think that we can get a 114 to 113 time in there.
Nice.
Especially with just the minor optimizations.
このゲームキャンペーンモード最速は1時間15分 と言ってますが、
I might just try it myself.
その記憶は随分と古いとのことで、今発見した、最近発見した新しい要素を分断に取り込めば、だいたい1時間14分、13分を狙えると言ってます。
Good. I can actually update the game with something I put in for myself.
Hey, hey.
Just
That
beat
might
you
be
by a
cheating.
minute.
That might be cheating. We're all about the fairness.
Good, good.
あ、すいません。コメントにこの方、プレイヤーの方が開発者ですかっていう質問があるんですが、どうなんでしょうか。
開発者ではないです。ちょっと別な音声で喋ってる方が開発者です。
ありがとうございます。
No, you're correct. Because one of the guys who worked on the game made all this graphics. It's just one guy, and he made everything.
Oh wow!
And at some point, yeah, his name is Meinte Spiegel, and he is pretty good.
このゲーム、このグラフィック作ってる方なんですけど、一人だけだそうです。
We noticed that at some point it was really fun to shoot down DLL because you get to see what he says the next time, and he gets a bit more agitated and has more personality. And then we decided, well, what if there was only one last one left? And that's a bit of a spoiler, but near the end of the game, he'll actually be able to print his last self. So he becomes a bit scared, and he knows he can die just like you. So
yeah. All right, so I'm getting an update here. The current speedrun leader is at 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 58 seconds. So that's Vantier. So I'm not that far behind, just a handful of seconds. It's the difference of about one death. Soon we'll get that done.
In the first mission, when you exit the conveyor belt section, you decided to shoot the sort of dead sky whale.
The giant sky whale, yes.
Yeah, but you didn't go over it.
Correct.
Is it not faster to go over it instead of killing it?
If I'm doing ILs, absolutely. But again, one of the things that changes when you're doing campaign is specifically that you need enough loot to be able to do the right purchases at the right times. So I do go through the extra few seconds that it takes to kill that sky whale, simply so that I have enough to guarantee that I can get that first armor grade upgrade right away. And that's the main difference.
Okay.
And there's a couple other instances like that too. Well, it's not really about the game, it's all about planning. And that's one of the things that I personally really enjoy about doing speedruns, is that there's always something new to consider that changes depending on like the particular context of what you're doing it in. So when you're doing these full campaign runs, you do have other things to consider. Like there's that bug in Mission 3 that you actually don't want to do in IL, simply because the mission doesn't end and you don't get a clear time. And being able to determine when you get the loot that you need, everything like that, is really important. And it adds another dimension to it, so it's not just a matter of being
このゲーム、ですね、奏者さんなんですけど、このゲーム遊ぶのは当然面白いんですけど、RTA をそうやっていろいろ計画するのもかなり楽しいとのことです。
One of the things that I want to mention is I really love the sound design on this stage in particular. The music works really well with just these particular traps and the sequences of enemies that pop up here.
Yeah. Well, then I guess it's time to give a shout out to Sonic Picnic, the Dutch company that made the music for this game.
Oh, absolutely. I think they did a great job.
Good. Well, and I agree, of course.
So we're coming up to the final sequence of this particular section, and there's some unique things that happen here.
で、この面の最終局面に突入しました。
However, since oh gosh, this is risky. Okay.
で、この小さな足場になるべく長く居座りたいです。
Okay, there's one and two. All right. And since I'm right in the
で、そうですね、
middle,
レーザーもだんだん近づいてきて、だんだん移動できる範囲が、
Nice.
そして、
that just lets
そ
me
の
catch
足場
one
の
cycle or
中央にいるので、ちょうどレーザーが当たらなく
I
なりま
didn't
す
know。about this.
there you go. I told you you'd learn
で
something.、
それで、この、列車に乗ることができます。早めに。
Okay. Now on to the second part of the stage, and another great use of the sound design. There's just a lot of, it's kind of a side scroller, but they managed to make up a lot of the action sync up pretty well with what's actually happening, and I think that it really gets the blood flowing just as you're going through it. Makes it a complete experience, and that's something that I really love.
Yeah, some sections were easy to do. Like in this case, it's more on rails. You know exactly where people are at this point.
Yes. All right. So something that I'm still working on. Looks like I've already got plenty. So I still need to collect enough loot at various points throughout. I'm definitely going to have enough by the next time I'm in the warp room. So I'm not concerned now. I already have 880 something, and I need another 999 to collect Blunderbuss Attack. Lately, I've been experimenting with a route that gets the Blunderbuss first, and I honestly
次の、
prefer it a lot, but
シ
this
ョップ
is
っていうか、
actually
ア
a
ッ
little
プグレード
bit
できる
more
場
than
所
I'm used to.
までに、990個の、そのなんか、アイテムが必要なんですけど、今は890、890ほどなので、
You're not using them right
余
now.
裕で溜
I'm
まり
not
ます
using
ね。
them right now. I do use them periodically, and I do. Oh gosh, there we go. I use them periodically against the bosses, especially. Otherwise, I do tend to conserve ammo in some of these parts, unless I know that a particular enemy wave, for example, is a trigger for the next wave. Take them out just that little bit more, much quicker. There we go. Pay attention to the
このゲームミ
music
サイル
sequence
とかあり
just
ますんですけ
can
ど、
you feel the tension building
まあ
up as
普段
it
あんまり
progresses
撃たなく
even
て、
further.
ちょっと本当になんかその特定な場面で撃つ感じです。例えば、この敵を倒したら次のイベントが起きるとか、そういうのを、把握して撃ってます。
That is really unpredictable. Just dealing with all the fire coming through is really hectic, but we made it through. We made it through. 618, not bad.
さっきの場面結構ちょっと、まあ予測がつかないことが多いんですけど、うまくできました。
Part of the next stage without being able to fire initially, which has its own brand of problems. But we also get some banter in the meantime. So
今はちょっと仕様なんですかね、ちょっと銃が撃てない状態になってます。
There's a lot of fun with them. Not only are they often full of references and other things, but they definitely have some. They make some good chemistry. There's a lot of good opportunities just between the two of them for nice banter, and I appreciate that.
It's a bit of a buddy story, but they still kill each other all the time.
There's a bug, well, not really a bug,
そ
but
うですね、今、銃がない状態なんで、避けながら進む感じですかね。あ、でも、そうか。
smash bot chases you down.
で、銃撃てない代わりに、ハックを使って、このドローンを刺激します。
You'll be able to go through like 8 seconds faster, but it's very hard to get, and it's not consistent at all. This is another thing that was changed in the Switch version, is that he turns off his shield there as well. Normally he does not.
Yeah, it took too long.
So I still can't fire, and now we have some tension added to the mix.
そうです。まだ銃は使用できません。そして、ちょっとかなり緊迫した感じになってきます。
Just keep walking.
Just keep going. And then, yeah, there we go. So one of the mechanics that I haven't quite explained yet, the way that the drops work is that each enemy kind of has a particular amount of points assigned to them, such that every time that you get over a certain threshold of points, there's a drop. So you can fairly reliably make drops happen, but there is randomness in whether it's a health drop or an ammo drop. And as your health goes down, the more likely it is that it's going to be a health drop.
Yes, you know everything.
もう敵からなんか落とし物するんですけど、まあ、法則性はありますけど、基本ランダムです。まあ、例えばですね、体力が減ってるとき、体力が減ってるとき、その体力回復系のアイテムがドロップしやすくなります。なんかアラームが鳴ってますね。これは本気配信の方です。
Yes, I hit it.
Success. Nope.
あ、どうやら制作者さん側のそうですね、アラームです。
Okay, I just threw it away, so it's still beeping, but I hope you cannot hear it anymore.
なんか奮闘してます。
You do what you can.
Yeah.
そして、制作者さんはなんつうんでしょうか、オフにできないんです。ですから、そのまま遠くへ投げました。
But something that is particularly helpful is that since they are very predictable in their movement patterns, you can use that to your advantage in some particular places. And you'll see some examples of that coming up in just a little bit. And hopefully... Oh, so I need enough health to survive through this section, but also if any of the falling debris happens to block those lasers, I can get a little better position earlier. It does not look like it has. Oh. I don't think I have the health for this now. Okay.
Yeah, I see what you're doing.
We'll try it one more time.
あら、ちょっと失敗してしまいますね。そうですね、敵を利用して上の門、ゲートをちょっと取るということをしようとしてました。
Fairly forgiving, so even when I fail something and happen to die, oh no.
このゲーム、チェックポイントがかなり良心的で、ほとんどミスしてしまいましても、なんとか、近い位置にリスタートすることができます。
So, with a little help from our new buddy,
で、無事成功しました。
So you're about 32 seconds behind your best?
For this stage. So the IL for this stage, I'm behind. And that's probably from that death, as well as possibly missing some of those early tricks in that very first room that I was talking about.
Okay. I thought the counter was counting for your best campaign and not the individual missions.
It should be for the individual missions while you're in the mission. However, when you're in the intermission areas, it does count against just the overall time, like the amount of time that you've spent in that intermission zone.
正規ルートかどうかはちょっと正直ごめんなさい、ちょっと分かんなかったです。そのことについては聞き逃したか言ってませんでした。でも見た感じ多分正規ルートじゃないと思います。
こういうイベントのやつを見てると、だんだんどこが正規ルートでどこが非正規か分かんなくなってきますからね。まあこれは今のは非正規じゃない、非正規のルートだと思います。
そうですね。挙動がかかりちょっと怪しかったですもんね。
はい。
The nitty-gritty details. So when I see you play and you talk about squids being annoying, I wonder if you think they're annoying in a good way or a bad way.
I am glad that they challenged me. I'll put it that way.
Okay. Because I think the squids were made because we relied too much on the kamikaze enemies. So like, okay, we need something that can actually fight back and give you a bit more options for strategy.
Yeah, I would say that they definitely accomplished that. They make you work make you work around the squids however you can at the moment. And just the fact that they have a lot of health and that missiles will block your shots a lot of times makes them fairly robust. And since they always move away from you, you don't have consistent options for dealing with them. So it is a challenge when they come along, but I think that that's their purpose. They're
なんかこのゲーム、イカ型の敵ありますけど、なんて言うんでしょうか、メジャーのその自爆してくるやつ、ちょっとさすがに多すぎるとちょっと味がないなと思ってたので、ちょっともう味を付け加える感じで、まあ、付け加えました。
So now we have the Mega Smash bot. And this guy works on a couple different phases. So I'll go through about 6 of these instances where he'll
で、
send
これが
out
ボ
a
ス
regular
ですね。
Smash bot.
なんか
You kill that, and then
さっきちょっと
he
お助けさせてもらったその
after that, he goes into
なんか
kind of a
押しつぶしてくるやつのでかい版です。
charging motion. And what you want to do is make sure you load up as much damage on him as possible while he's in this phase. So
で、最初はまあいつも通りこのように雑魚的版のようにちょっと 止まってから突進しますけど、ちょっと体力が少なくなるとだんだんクレイジーになってきます。
Okay, now he's going into the charge phase. You can tell because the camera actually moves slightly in, and that's your sign that things are no longer the same. But he can be quite difficult when you're first playing him. Because when he's in this mode, the number of kamikazes gradually increases as you're going through. There we go.
Nice.
このモード初見プレイだと非常にちょっと厄介なことになりますね。なぜなら、体力減ってくるにつれてその自爆してくる敵が増えてきます。
Containers that we pick up periodically. Those are hacks or viruses that you use to take over enemies. And every time you get a new one, it's kind of like a new ability. In this case, we just gained the ability to take over our best friend, Smashbot, and he will help us greatly by just charging everything madly. And I'm taking a little bit safe against
たびたびなんか緑色のものが落ちてますけど、それはハックっていうアイテムで、まあそうですね、ちょっとその味方のロボットが増える感じです。今はそうですね、さっき敵として戦ったそのちょっと突進してくるやつを仲間にしました。
There is a reason that I try to kill all of those as I'm going along, just so he doesn't get completely sidetracked. Because every time he charges, he also loses some health.
で、このなんか突進してくるやつなんですけど、まあ敵何も構わずにそのまま突進してくるので、ちょっと誘導できるように周りの敵を倒していきます。で、突進してくるとちょっと自身の体力もちょっと減ってしまうので、そうですね、ちょっと周りのちょっと掃除とかちょっと調整するのは非常に重要とのことです。
Another one of my favorite stages now.
Hey, is it a Tetris block?
Yeah, how about that?
Can the people in the audience hear the music as well?
あ、これはちょっとどっか見たことありますね。
Everything that you can.
Okay, because the music is not very loud on my headset.
Oh, okay.
But the music is inspired by Tetris, so.
Alright, so I'm going to stay right here and keep that guy from wandering down.
Ah, yeah.
There we
go. I think this idea actually came from a Twitter user, but I'm sorry, but I don't remember his name. I think he's in the credits.
Okay.
But I was fooling around with the blocks, and I was just looking for inspiration, what to do with it. And he said, why don't you make a giant Tetris machine? And we ended up putting that in the game.
There you go. Inspiration from everywhere.
Yeah. These lasers that have this waving pattern on top of you, they actually used to be like, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2 blocks lower. so that they would almost hit you even if you were standing on the floor.
Oh yeah.
And we would have you fight one of the bigger walking turrets, and so you could only beat it if you did it like absolutely perfectly. So you had to jump in sync with the waves, the lasers going up and down. And I think I was the only one in the world that actually was able to do it. So they made me change it.
Oh.
I think it's for the better.
Would have been fun to see, but.
最初はですね、ちょっと前に見たんですけど、上の方にちょっとウェーブ状になってる、ちょっとレーザー入ってる敵いるんですけど、最初はもうちょっと位置が下のようでした。ですが、制作者さんしか、クリアできなかったとのことなので、ちょっと簡単にしました。
Otherwise, it's a wide spread. So
I think it also depends on how many enemies are in your site. Because,
okay. Does it split the damage between them then?
Yeah, there's a maximum that it can do.
Okay.
So if there are like 10 kamikazes, it cannot kill all of them.
さりげなく、その突進するやつに利用して上に乗りましたね。で、さっきちょっと死んだんですけど、意図的です。体力ちょっともうちょっと欲しいので、回復しました。
There you go. Lava skip. That's actually a really difficult skip. And you use the fact that the blunderbuss has a small amount of momentum in the opposite direction of how you fire it. And without that, you cannot make that jump. So you absolutely need to use that attack there in order to reach the other side.
さっきちょっと地味にスキップしました。ですね、普通はいけないんですけど、この武器撃ってる間、ちょっと後ろの方に感性動いてます。それを利用して、ちょっとギリギリのところにちょっと届けさせて、いろいろとスキップできました。結構タイミングがシビアのようです。
Now we got the rising lava level, which I believe you also made this easier at some point from feedback from players.
Yeah, we noticed a lot of.
で、この面なんですけどね、下から溶岩がどんどん上がってきます。ですけど、まあ、その上がってる様子見えることはなかったですね。
It's not always the same height, so it depends on where in the upwards momentum you actually press the button again. And if people become tense, they press the button sooner, so they double jump before reaching the highest point in the first jump. And then they think they do everything correctly, but they still die because the lava gets them. And that was difficult to explain to people that they should double jump in a different way. So we made it a little bit easier, but I think we also just incorporated the section in the middle, where if you reach the middle section.
制作者さん曰く、例えばさっきのなんか下から溶岩が上がってくるっていう、そういう境地になった時、プレイヤーはほとんどのプレイヤーはですね、入力を早めてしまうことがあるとのことで。それだと、二段ジャンプなんですけど、途中でまたジャンプしまって最高高度に達することがなくなってしまうんですね。まあ、そうならないように、ちょっとこのゲームはあえてちょっと、二段ジャンプを早く入力してもちゃんと最高高度にできるようにしてました。
They do converge on you, and they will kill you before you're able to do anything. There's a different mission where you can get around it on the corner.
Yeah.
But I believe that's in stage 8. And you can wander around beyond the laser barrier, but I wasn't able to find anything useful to do with it.
No. But I think it should be possible.
Okay.
I think because it's a bit technical, but the locations of the laser turrets are based on tile positions. So it's not a perfect circle. So some lasers are set one tile further apart. And maybe it's possible to actually go in one place, actually go past the laser barrier. But I'll go and check for you.
There you go. The insight from the devs, possibly leading to new things. So, from here on, we get to the most difficult stages in the game, and this is also some of the most notorious fights, which unfortunately, no, I have not.
ここからはもうこのゲームの中で一番難しいとも言われる場所に来ます。
Hopefully, I won't struggle too much, but there's definitely some challenging fights ahead. But something that I love that you did is that you made it such that you revisit a lot of areas throughout the play. And like this underwater section, it's just a slightly different route than something that you visited before. And this is something that happens for pretty much every stage. Is there's just like you see a different part of it on a different iteration. I'm just gonna wait one more cycle. Okay. And I played that a little bit passively. You can get through quite a bit faster in ILs, but I have very limited health to work with here. And I'm gonna work on
本来はもうちょっと早めに移動するんですけど、ちょっと体力の関係上、もうちょっと遅くやってます。ここはちょっとね、体力回復のドロップで、回復体力のドロップとサブウェポンのドロップをちょっと稼ぎます。
We'll just assume that I needed that one. Grab that. As soon as you enter that pipe, it spawns a whole bunch of kamikazes. Oh, grab that. Safety. And here
was anything preventing you from doing this at the
で、
beginning?
このパイプに入ってしまったら、自爆する敵が増えます。
And right there, I actually did a skip of another sequence where if you land on that pipe to the left or to the right, it'll start another sequence where it chases you down. But I used the rockets to actually boost me up. So I got a little bit of extra height off of that and allows me to reach the entryway instead of jumping on the right, and that skips that trigger.
Nice. I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that one's a fairly
地味なスキップがありましたけど、そうですね、足場ちょっと本来は届かないんですけど、ちょっとロケットを使って、届けさせるようにしました。
This is mission 10, I think.
My health is a little sketchy, but I think we'll be alright.
So, do you think people in the audience actually know what's going on? Because you're rushing through everything so quickly?
Well, hopefully they'll be able to tell that it's frantic and that I'm playing the best I can. There's a lot of skill going on in trying to avoid and manipulate enemies as we go through. And that's largely what you try and get along from speedruns, because especially if you never have the opportunity. Oh, okay, there's a small skip there that I can do. If I land back in the bubble afterwards, I can keep moving instead of getting frozen. And but yeah, a lot of I'm out of jumps. Okay, so this room, there's a lot goes on in this room. This is probably one of this is probably one of the
この部屋はそうですね。
notorious rooms in the game. It actually has some rather beautiful setups in it, I believe.
非常に厄介な部屋とのことです。
And this is one of the places that early on, when I was first playing through the game, I got stuck here for quite a while, just because how everything is set up really takes a lot of.
奏者さん、初見プレイの時、ここ結構相当手こずりました。
So right now, I'm basically dodging around this saw blade, and we need to kill these wily walkers on the side. They are the triggers for the next set of waves. So as soon as they're gone, everything else can kind of continue. It's just the catch that when I'm in the water, I can't fire. So I have to do these jumps out of the water.
で、手順なんですけど、この下のでかいチェーンソー、層を、なんていうんでしょうか、避けながら、壁際にある、なんか赤いやつを倒していく感じですね。その赤いやつを倒せば、次のイベント、次の、ウェーブっていうんでしょうか、に進むことができます。なので、早めに倒した方がいいです。
There we go. That's one of the scary parts. As soon as you start killing the bats, those lasers spawn.
この確かにこの面かなり難しそうです。
but that was cutting it really close because the lasers are far more dangerous than the saw blade. So now I have to do this constant
レーザーなんですけど、
in and
こ
out
の
of the water, avoiding
下の
lasers
こ
and
の
the
層
saw
層
blade,
というか、ノコギリ、
while also taking out these walkers.
ノコギリの位置を参照して動いてますけ
So
ど、
there's a lot going on.
そのレーザーの方がはるかに危険です。
I think I removed one of the lasers. There were 4 or 5 before.
Quite possibly.
So that means that if you get hit by 3 lasers at once, you don't necessarily die
If you have full
good
health. Okay, I did that
Yeah.
first try. That's great news.
Nice.
で、なんとか1回だけでクリアできました。
So that should be pretty much the end of stage 10. There's a little bit more of a sequence, and what I was hoping was a skip. Unfortunately, it turned out not to be. This is something I thought of actually at the event and toyed around with a little bit. I'll talk about it, but I'm not going to attempt it because since it is new, I haven't fully explored it, and if there's a chance that I would get soft locked and have to redo the mission, that would just be bad news. So.
で、これ、ステージ10もうすぐ終わりますね。そして、最後の最後にちょっとスキップ、これ最近発見したとのことなんですけど、今回はやらないようです。
So in this area, the end of the mission happens when you destroy this pipe, this cap at the top. If I were to stand in the doorway and shoot it from there, I can break it and be on the other side of the doorway when it closes. However, the pipe that leads back up is still closed, so it does not save any time to do it that way. You can actually get crushed by the door too, and it leads to some funny earthquake mode, and you fire fireworks into the wall. But again, I'm not willing to risk that right now simply because I haven't played around with it enough.
Okay.
そうですね。そのスキップの手順なんですけど、その、次に進むためのトリガーはですね、そのパイプを壊すことなんですけど、それをドアの位置に狙い撃ちすることでちょっとスキップすることができます。ただし、すごくなんて言うんでしょうか、リスキーで、ちょっと挙動がおかしくなったり、ドアに挟まって死んだりしたりするので、かなりリスクが大きいと思うことです。
That aren't part of any particular IL. So it's not something that is particularly easy to practice. You need to set it up in a special way if you actually want to be able to go through them. And in that case, I really like that climbing pipe section. It is fun to go through.
I think there's an achievement that you have to go through it without killing anything.
You have to go through without killing any of the mines, that's right.
Yeah.
And it's a bit of a challenge. Yeah, they will explode as you get close to them, so you don't even have to shoot. And it does take a little bit of practice and planning. The way that those pipes are supposed to work is that there's vertical ones and horizontal ones, and you're supposed to launch yourself up, and then the horizontal ones will shoot you over to the side. But for the most part, you can still just make the jumps over to where you need to get without using the horizontal ones.
Yeah.
All right, stage 11. This is the most dangerous stage for a variety of reasons, but we've got some really critical skips and things as well. Some of which, so most of the skips that are used throughout the run are things that I found.
ここは11ステージ11ですね。ステージ11はもうかなり危険な場所がもうめちゃくちゃ多いんですけど、スキップできる部分もめちゃくちゃ多いです。
And I had a different thing that I was doing at this point that required using some sub-weapon ammo, and he found something very different that saves a whole lot more time. So we'll get to see that as soon as we're out of this set-piece area.
Nice. So you guys know each other now?
Of course, it's kind of a collaborative thing, and that's one of the best things about speedrunning is that a lot of times, even though you might be competing for a best time or something like that, there's still a lot of merit to pooling knowledge and working together.
Yeah, because once you do it yourself, you have to show it off anyway.
That's right. And so there's not a whole lot of secret strats and things. It's all about trying to
この奏者さん、このゲームの他の奏者さんと交流やりましたけど、ですね、 確かにこの競い合うという関係なんですけど、基本的に RTA、同じゲームやってる人はもう一緒にこうやって交流することはちょっとメリットの方が大きいので、まあそういうことですね。
And I've got plenty of health for this, so this is fine. My old trick was as soon as you blast out, you actually get quite a bit of height, and you can use the blunderbuss again to reach that upper platform, but that doesn't save nearly as much time as doing something else.
You're going to skip the laser cave?
Oh, nope, apparently not. The
丸ごとさっきの場所をスキップしようとしましたけど、失敗しました。ロケットの反射がちょっと変な、角度に射出してしまいまして、まあ失敗してしまいました。今回は成功しました。これはかなり大きなスキップとなりました。
So something that I didn't spend much time on, you guys placed a number of kind of secret items throughout that don't have any functional purpose, but they're fun to collect, and I would say that you hid them very well. There's one right up there, so there's your one hint. Everybody else can still look for them themselves. A little bit of a close call.
このゲーム、頻繁にちょっと隠しアイテムっていうのがありましてですね、性能的にはもうそういうのは全く関係ないんですけど、まあちょっとコレクションとしては非常にちょっと面白いとのことです。
One of the things that is good when you have the laser turret is when you fire a sub-weapon, it also fires the sub-weapon. So you get some really big damage.
Yeah, at some point we actually had different gun turrets. So if you would hack a laser turret, it would be a laser, and if you would hack a missile firing turret, it would be used as that.
Oh, that'd be
but
interesting.
It was too complicated.
レーザータレットっていう敵をちょっと刺激しますとですね、サブウェポンも一緒に撃ってくれるので非常に火力が出ます。
Yeah, it's funny because when we changed it, we were like, oh no, we need to have different weapon turrets, and in the end, everybody just accepts it the way we presented it. So during game development, you worry about a lot of things that don't really matter, and this was one of them.
Okay, so we're back to this room. We've got the last hack staring on down at us, and this is probably the most difficult room in the game. There's some really tense fights that happen, especially towards the end. And during my first casual playthrough, this is probably
この部屋、もう一番難しいんではないかと言われるぐらい、言われるほどの場所です。
Manage different enemy types that keep spawning.
Yeah, this one was a lot of fun to make.
そうですね、もう各敵どう対処するか、そういうなんかテクニックを要求されます。
You can see from the red light that there is a pit of death next to it. And you get less and less like floor surface to actually stand on.
で、このゲーム、この面は、ですね、頻繁に足場がだんだん下に沈んできます。今はですね、この赤い光が見えますけど、そこに落ちてしまったらもうミスです。あ、すみません、言ってしまいましたね。まあ、奏者さん曰くこれが一番難しいとのことです。
Bats cannot kill you, which is kind of a unique thing about them. They're largely there to give you drops, get some nice ammo or health drops out of them. Okay. This is
actually the reason why they cannot kill you is because the game it doesn't allow you to get killed from one hit damages. So if you get hit by one bullet, you cannot die from it. It has to be an explosion or a collision that's heavier than just one damage point.
Okay.
And the bats are they just have 1 damage point, so they cannot kill you by touching them. And I think you actually use it, right? So you can sort of hover on top of the bats to get to higher places.
There's actually... it didn't actually turn out to be a skip, but in the first stage, after you added that Wily Walker as part of the stage, you can get to the crate on that the Wily Walker spawns on and use that, get over it, by just jumping on the bats at the right time.
Yeah.
But it ended up not being useful because the lasers still spawn on the other side. But I made it through that without dying, and that's actually really difficult. Whew. So we're on.
で、死なずになんとか突破できました。
658. Nice. So now we have the final power, which
ペース的には非常に、まあ、いいです。
wonderful bubble. So they will follow you along, and you have this gravity bubble to work with, which is vital. It's just
そうですね、
unfortunate.
最後のハックは、この、序盤にずっと登場してた、この、神風っていうか、その自爆するやつを刺激することができます。刺激しますと、この周りにこの重力のエリアが出まして、これが非常に使えます。
So we had to face it at the end of the game,
Right.
unfortunately.
And that is fair. It's that's one of the things about a lot of adventure games is you want to avoid any instance where just getting unlimited flight suddenly trivializes a lot of things.
Yeah. So what's actually really pretty strange is that so these things, they have an anti-gravity bubble around them, but you're on a ship which has artificial gravity. So you have like a no gravity, no gravity situation, which doesn't make a lot of sense.
It's a game. You can do whatever you'd want.
じゃあアクションゲームとしてもう飛行できるのってもうかなりまあちょっと危ないの音なんで、そういう飛行できる自由に飛行できる能力、その無重力ですね。それはもう最終局面に導入しました。で、ちょっとおかしな話なんですけど、この今いる場所はちょっと人工重力のかかっている場所なんですけど、このように無重力フィールドが、まあ、結局なんていうんでしょうか、無重力をかき消して人工重力にしてまたそれをかき消しているという感じになっています。
Between Andy and Oats and Goats. Save the Animals currently leading by just about $250 right now. So absolutely that could swing either way. As for a couple donations here, we have from Reap Owns. We got $50. Love runs that include dev commentary. Good luck on the run and thanks. Put it towards Spike's choice, and I will be putting it towards Super Mario Bros. 3. Getting that in to see Grand Pooh Bear and Mitch Flower Power from the last marathon run, get to mend that friendship and bring it all back together and do that co-op run.
We've got time for probably 2 or 3 more.
All right. We got a $25 donation from Nashru, who just throwing us a heart and saying keep it up.
で、しばらく待ち時間があるので、ドネーション読んでおいてます。
And a $100 donation from Stoppable Force. Yep, very nice. No comment there, but obviously, thank you very much for your generosity.
And as just a reminder, all the donations today are going towards the Twitch Charity Plaza, which includes 10 different charities. And they cover all manner of wonderful causes. You can read about them on the GDQ page. I believe there's links to each of the individual charities, so you know where your money's going and that it's going to a great place.
And I actually really want to read one more donation that just came in here, a $10 donation from Level 500 Boss, just saying, just bought RIVE on Switch, and since it's on sale, here's the money I saved. Thanks.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
Thank you so much.
Yeah.
One of the things that they just go over here is RIVE is in fact a real word. It is not a
このスイッチ版なんですけど、一応今セール中とのことですね。
Tear apart violently. So that's what we're in store for. That's the name of the last boss. So you know you're in for something good. leading into the final area, and the whole point here is that we're trying to collect this power cell that DLL was using to kind of experiment and create this most epic creation of RIVE, and that will allow us to escape the space station with the warp. But it's using it right now, and we need to get it back.
で、ここは今は、そうですね、なんか、
Yeah, in the section
パワ
to
ー
this,
オー
there's
みたいなのを
actually
集めます。
a reference to Portal 2. When he says there is a 99.99999% chance
wondering
that
about that
something
one.
would happen. It's from the opening in Portal 2.
There you go.
I don't know if you remember.
集めるというよりか、あれを解除する感じですね。失礼しました。
Final boss.
で、これがラスボスです。
I think it came out really well. It definitely
そうですね、もう名前はライブ、このゲームの
makes you use
名
all
前
of
に
the
なってま
various
す。
things that you've picked up one way or another, the skills that you've acquired through playing the game, and I feel that that's how a good game should be. You get to a final mission, it should definitely exercise all of the skills that you've built up through playing.
Yeah, at some point we had a slightly different
そうです
design.
ね、もう基本的にこのボス戦は、今までこのゲーム遊んで見つけた知識をもう存分に扱うような感じになってます。
Okay, so I need one more kamikaze. This isn't going to be quite an optimal fight. Normally we get through that in 2 phases, but I couldn't get enough hits on the left side earlier.
Okay.
ちょっと遅くなってますね。本来は、今で、さっきでちょっと終わってるはずなんだけど、ちょっと遅れました。
But whether I'm able to or not depends a lot on what kind of drops I get from enemies, whether or not these squids get in the way so much, how much health and safety I need to take. Okay, so wander over here.
早く倒せるかどうかはですね、ちょっと運が絡みますね。ちょっとドロップとか、敵がちょっと妨げて、敵の弱点部位、ボスの弱点部位を与えられないという状況になったりします。
One with this low, and then he'll go high on the next phase, and the targets are easier to hit, obviously, in these different phases. So I just killed his other weak point. Unfortunately, I'm a little out of cycle, and this squid just keeps on hitting me. Yeah, you do have to devote a lot of time between defense and offense here and choosing appropriately. He's got one more on the other side, so I'm just going to swap sides one more time. This is taking about 2 cycles longer than normal, but I'd much rather it be safe, because this has otherwise been a very good run.
この戦いは、この戦闘はですね、もう攻めと守りを非常にちょっと使い分けないといけません。
Come on. Oh, no, just barely. There it is.
あと少しのところでちょっと逃してしまいました。
Gonna be on this side.
で、これで最終フェーズに最終形態に突入
A
し
lot
ま
of
す。
times, kind of some of the more subtle movement is you want to be as close to where DLL spawns as possible so that you can trigger his dialogue sooner, and that makes up a matter of frames. Small stuff, but it adds up over time. Especially if it doesn't take very much effort to do, why not? So lava's on this side.
I didn't know you could save
溶岩がどうやら左右から流れているようです。ようなので、左右にちょっと乗り移る感じが必要ですね。
Oh, he smashed me. We're good. Okay, I got a little too risky there, but it's all right.
Ah.
This isn't this is still a reasonable checkpoint, so we're all right. Lava? Lava, okay. I do need to check. The lava is somewhat fickle about what side it comes down on.
It actually depends on if the boss does a proper bump into the level geometry.
Okay.
If you stop it before that, it doesn't trigger the lava.
Okay.
And it didn't really work out. Like, if you don't know it, it's probably not as obvious as it should be.
There it goes. I do need to run to the other side, though, because that lava is still coming, and it will kill me.
Yeah.
Okay. So get the power cell, and that's the last boss. We're not at time yet. We're not at time yet. There's
これは
a
倒しまし
little
た。
bit more.
ラスボスは倒しましたけど、まだタイマーストップはまだです。
Where are you, DLL? There you go.
Are you playing on a Pro Controller, by the way? Or?
I am playing on the Pro Controller. I definitely, well, I would say that if you play this game, definitely play it with a controller. I think that some of the reason that a lot of people had trouble playing the original PC release is because they were trying to play with keyboard. And there are some finer points here that really benefit from having actual twin sticks than using arrow keys and mouse.
今、奏者さんは、コントローラーを使って操作してますね。スイッチのプロコントローラー。で、奏者さんがおすすめしているのは、ですね、PC 版、なるべくコントローラーを使うことをおすすめしています。PC 版でちょっとね、みんな手こずってるのは、もしかしてキーボードを使ってるからなのでは、と言ってます。
If you are hacking something while in a bubble, you will like gain a ton of. Oh, all right. I'm trying to do. Oh, don't scratch my eye. Okay. I'm trying to pull some of these kamikazes over from a prior area, and that'll allow me to get through this section just that much faster. I don't think I actually made any of them come over. Okay, well, that's a little disappointing. That's fine. We'll do this the normal way. If you drag 2 kamikazes over from earlier on, you can get through this section a fair bit faster. And that was actually the very first trick that I found and made me.
本来はその自爆集敵をちょっと刺激して、飛んでいくんですけど、ちょっと、うまくいきませんでした。
And that's what lit the bug for me. Last little bit. Whew. And that was the last meaningful input. Time will be during this final fireworks sequence. So as soon as that pops up the mission menu, hit time.
で、タイマーストップは花火が出たらです。
Semi-helpful too. Thank you. I guess. All right, I'll do my celebrity fireworks jiggle now.
And time.
Nice.
All right, sub 2 minutes on the final.
はい、これでタイマーです。タイマーストップです。
120. That's very respectable. I can work with that for sure. So. There you go, that's RIVE. There's just one last little bit before you end up going to credits because we forgot about this whole time that I needed kerosene to power up my ship, and now I'm out. So now what?
It's kind of sad.
It is, it is.
Actually, if you go into the pause menu throughout the entire game, you know there is a gas indicator.
Yep, right in the lower left area there.
Yes. And it goes lower and lower and lower. And sometimes they talk about gas, but they just forget it.
Mm-hmm. So this will lead into the credits. Really, it's a great game. I really enjoyed it, and it's the reason I keep playing it for long, long periods of time, just to improve individual ILs or work on my overall campaign time. And let's... Really, thank you, Colin. Thank you, Martin, and the rest of your team for doing a great job here.
今エンディングなんですけど、状況的にはですね、その主人公の機体はちょっと今燃料が切れてしまって無線も繋がらないという状況です。
So we basically put everything we could into RIVE. Spent a year longer than we anticipated. But it's nice. It's very nice to see you play through it and see you use all those tricks that we didn't even think about. It's very nice to see the game being played like this.
All
So
right.
thank you too.
Yeah, thank you so much. Let's give a round of applause for Colin.
Thanks, guys. And girls. I don't know. I cannot see you. I only see hats and.
There's all varieties here. This is the late night crowd too, so they might be especially zany, but they're doing all right.
So, what time is it now?
Here it is about 2:45 in the morning, something like that.
Oh wow. It's 11 in the morning here on Sunday.
Oh, so you've got the better end of the deal. I'm gonna just hit the pillow after this, but all right. Thank you so much, everybody. This was a really good run. I'm so happy that Colin was able to join us. Yeah, and that's RIVE. If you want to say anything else to close us out, go right ahead.
No, thanks for starting late because I actually slept a bit too late as well. So, but I'm glad I could see the entire thing. It's cool.
All right, wonderful. Thanks again, and there you go. That's RIVE. If you enjoyed it, pick it up. It's on Switch, on the Switch store. So, thank you. And I think we're all good to wrap up.
Okay. Okay. Have a good night. Bye-bye.
All right, take care, Colin.
Big shouts to Omnigamer there and Colin for
はい、
entertaining us
というわけで、
throughout the
ライブの方、ライブでいいのかな、読み方が。
Next, guys, we're
あ
going to be
はい
jumping into
大丈夫ですね。
Kingdom Hearts
が終わりました。まあ、可愛らしいロボット
Very
の
short Kingdom Hearts
イメージに、イメージだと思ったら結構激しいアクションゲームでした。まあ、今、Steam の方でも、75% オフで、セールしてたりしてますので、もし興味がある方はぜひともやってみてください。コロさんもありがとうございます。
あ、はい。どうぞ。こんな翻訳でよろしければ。
いえ、すごい助かります。じゃあ、ちょっとまた私、作業の方入りますので、もし、ちょっと裏方で作業しますので、一回マイクミュートにさせていただきます。失礼いたします。
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Games Done Quick Express 2018. My name is Sent, and I'm here to tell you guys about all the awesome prizes that you guys have the possibility of winning if you donate to this great event. By the way, guys, keep in mind that all the donations you guys are sending to us do go to the TwitchCon Charity Plaza, which is a group of 10 absolutely amazing charities, including some charities we've been privileged to work with in the past, like Doctors Without Borders. And if you head over to GamesDoneQuick.com, you'll be able to find a short blurb and links to all 10 charities' websites. Highly encourage you guys check out that. Highly encourage you guys get some donations in. It's an absolutely amazing, amazing cause. But let's take a look at some of the prizes that we have here. Now, you know, I'm a huge fan of Kingdom Hearts speedruns, so I figure in honor of Kingdom Hearts speedrun coming up next, I'll do a little speedrun here of trying to show you guys all the prizes. Yo, Spike, you up there? All right. I don't think anyone can hear Spike. That's fine. Don't worry about it. He's
Hello.
there.
Yes, you can probably hear me now. Yes.
All right, Spike. So I'm going to tell you about 10 cool things I have on this desk in under 5 minutes. Are you ready for that?
Dope. Let's do this.
All right, let's do it.
Woo!
Okay, so first off, before I get started, all the prizes I'm about to tell you guys about now are open from right now until the end of the Super Metroid Link to the Past combo randomizer a little later this morning. I think that's scheduled for about 8 a.m. or so. Make sure to tune in for that one, by the way. It's going to be super cool. All right, let's get started. So, from our good friend Lee C, we have this beautiful Ampharos Perler. I love Ampharos. It's adorable. It's yellow. It's an electric type. All three of those things are good. What else do you need to know about it? Well, it's a $10 minimum donation from now till the end of Super Metroid. Link to the Past combo randomizer. Speaking of fun yellow electric Pokemon, we have this beautiful Zapdos Perler, also from our good friend Lee C. Again, $10 minimum donation. Make sure to get into the Zapdos. Watch out, it swoops. I love it. Speaking of birds, it's another bird. It's a plane. No, wait, it's actually a bird. This is a beautiful Skarmory Perler, again, from the lovely Lee C. Absolutely, I love the job this guy does on all of his Perlers. Again, there are two kind of styles to Perler, either perfectly blended as best as possible or almost like see-through with a mesh-like quality. Lee is definitely a fan of the latter. His Perlers are beautiful in person. Unfortunately, I don't have a good light source behind me to show you, but this Skarmory, you can just look right through it. $15 minimum donation from now until the end of the combo randomizer. So from our good friend Kari Fry, we have a field guide to Kanto. It's got all of your favorite Gen 1 Pokemon as illustrated by our friend and fellow staff member Kari Fry. And hey, you know what? Let's just open it to a page where we're zoomed in on it. Let's see what we got. Oh, we got a map. All right, let's go map. What do we got there? Oh, we got a Magikarp and Gyarados. That's cool, Gyarados. I like that
That
Gyarados.
is dope. I like that one.
I agree. How do you like Gyarados? Where do you rank Gyarados on your water Pokemon list, Spike? 30 seconds, go.
It's number 1.
All right, there we go. Good answer.
Bam!
And like all of Kari's books, it has a dust jacket that just doesn't want to come off. But hey, when it does, it turns into this absolutely beautiful poster of all the original and the only 151 Pokemon. Hot take right there. Let's see, what else we got here? From our good friends over at Fangamer, we have the Earthbound Handbook. The Earthbound Handbook, it's got everything you need to know about traveling the world of Earthbound inside it, everything you want to know about the places, characters, and enemies of Earthbound. $15 minimum donation, actually, between now and the end of Super Metroid, linked to the past combo randomizer. Super cool book right here. Speaking of super cool books, we have the wonderful Legends of Localization book with accompanying passport from Legends of Localization team and Fangamer. This thing is super cool, written by Clyde Mado Mandolin. It just goes into all of the amazing details of the tale of getting Earthbound or Mother 2 localized. And this game went through some crazy revisions, has a ton of content that is just altered in the slightest way that you might not know about, even if you've played both games, much less if you speak and understand Japanese. Super cool read, highly recommend it. $15 minimum donation between now and the end of that combo randomizer. Let's see what else we got. Oh, from our friends over at Something Artistic, we have these beautiful Kingdom Hearts themed decals. I love Kingdom Hearts. I love these decals. We got all the Kingdom Hearts classics. We got, of course, the Kingdom Hearts logo right here. It's a very important one. Let's see, what else resonates with Kingdom Hearts, Spike? What do you think when you think Kingdom Hearts?
Keyblade.
All right, we're close.
はい、今ちょっとプライズマンの方が、いろいろとまたグッズの方を、紹介しているんですが、簡単、結構コメントを見てると、新しく、ジャパニーズリストリーム見ていただいている方もいらっしゃるようなので、簡単に説明の方、させていただきます。ナイトボットの方にも、いくつか説明がありますし、あとツイッチの、パネルの、下のパネルの方にもですね、ジャパニーズリストリームがどのようなものなのかも書いてありますが、海外の、ジャパニーズリストリームのチャンネルの方は、海外の RTA イベントを日本語で再発信するための専用チャンネルとなっております。で、今回はですね、現在、ツイッチのイベントで、ツイッチコンというイベントをやっておりまして、その中で、GDQ が、チャリティーイベントを行っております。で、GDQ、エクスプレスという内容、タイトルとなっております。簡単に言えばそういうことなんですが、いくつか注意点としまして、まず、嵐対策のして、URL の方がちょっと入れなくなっておりますので、もし、この URL を貼ってほしいという要望がございましたら、モデレーターの方、ツイッチの剣マークがついている人ですね、ナイトボットを除くに、声をかけていただいて、確認してもらう。もしくは、パネルの方に Discord のリンクがありますので、こちらの方のチャンネルに入っていただきまして、入っていただき、貼っていただく。で、そして、モデレーターの方が確認してから、こちらのチャットの方で、貼ることができますので、よろしくお願いいたします。とですね、スケジュールの方、さっきちょっとチャットの方でも記載させていただいたんですが、スケジュールの方がちょっと押して進んじゃっているので、だいたい1時間半くらいかな、時間が変更させて、時間が変わっているような形になっております。一応、日本語スケジュールの方は、対応してないんですが、本家の、ちょっと英語になっちゃうんですが、スケジュールの方で進行状況の方は確認できますので、もし気になるゲーム等ありましたら、こちらの方でご確認の方をお願いいたします。だいたい今、1時間半くらいですね。キングダムハーツの方も、7時1分予定としてたんですが、ちょっとまだ始まってないような状態になっております。また、あと、ジャパニーズリストリームで、もし何かイベントの再配信とかある場合は、Discord もしくは Twitter の方で、告知の方がちょっと早めに、されると思いますので、もしよろしければ、Twitter のフォロー、あと、Discord のチャンネルへの参加の方もよろしくお願いいたします。
Also, I personally just think they look way cooler. Comes to us by way of Zeppelin 03 and Wellisaur. $15 minimum donation between now and the combo randomizer. Make sure to
あ、
get in
そう
on
だ。
it.
今、プライズマンの方が説明しているグッズの方なんですが、寄付をすると参加が、寄付とか、ドネーションの方に参加すると、できるんですが、日本からだとね、法律上ちょっとできないので、今回は、何もちょっとできないかもしれないですが、はい。まあ、それをできるようになるといいんですけどね。はい。こんなとこ、注意点はそんなところですかね。あとは皆様楽しく見ていきましょう。で次の、キングダムハーツの方は、ちょっと解説の方がいらっしゃらず、なんか非常になんか展開が早いっていう話なので、難しいのかな。
Look, I mean, it happens. Sometimes you just go a little bit overestimate. Nothing to worry about.
もししていただける方いらっしゃいましたら、まあ、こちらの方もよろしくお願いいたします。
So you know what? Not terrible. Anyway, guys, make sure to head over to gamesdonequick.com. Check out the TwitchCon Charity Plaza. Lots of just wonderful, wonderful charities involved in there. And your donations are going straight to support them. While you're there, head over to the tracker. You're going to find all the information you need about upcoming prizes, upcoming speedruns.
その他、新しく見に来たんだけど、これ何やってんのっていうのは先ほど説明したので、まあ、その他何か聞きたいことあれば、答えられる範囲であれば、お答えさせていただきます。答えられない範囲は、お答えできませんが。
I'm sure everyone here has seen a 16-star run. Maybe you've seen a
あ、
1-star run.
難しいのではなく、行動が早い。
We're going to see a one key
失礼しました。
They are just not going to get one of the keys in the game, and that is mind-blowing to me. I'm not entirely sure how you skip it. Get that donation or get that
PS コード書いてありますね。
I want to know how it happens. But for now, I'm going to throw it back up to my good friend Spike Vegeta as we get ready for Kingdom Hearts 0.2.
BBS、そう、バースバイスリープの、方なんですが、0.2 というカテゴリーがなくてですね、どうしようかな、ちょっと悩んでます。時間の方は予定時刻は、26分ほど予定してますね、ゲーム自体。はい、プライズマンの説明が終わりまして、まあ、待機画面になりました。ちょっと待ってくださいね。ちょっと探してみます。結構キングダムハーツってめちゃくちゃ多いんだなっていうふうに思いましたね。2.8、2.8。